Okay, rolling. My name is Victor Veysey, SA no San Francisco. I've been coming to Latvia since 2007. I come every year because I like it so much here. It's funny because I've had so many experiences, and sometimes people really love my music, sometimes they don't care. I am, by now, I think being a professional, and I use that word very lightly because I'm not so good that you could hand me some sheet music and say we're playing this tomorrow. But I'm the kind of musician that can always entertain people. So as long as I have an instrument, I don't even need an instrument if I don't need it. I can just do poetry, or I can sing. I can entertain people, but it's not the kind of professional where you could have me play Frank Sinatra, you know, if you needed it. I am going to be playing my first wedding when I get back to California. So that'll be kind of like becoming professional. Well, I think the first time I performed in public, I was about 14 years old, and I had a band with my friends, and I sang Norwegian Wood at a house party. I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. So me and my friends wanted to do music. I thought playing guitar was too hard, so I wanted to play bass. So we had a band with 2 bass players and no guitar players, or 1 guitar player, sorry. So I've always wanted to do music, but I'm not very disciplined. I have a hard time. I like to play the things that I want to play. Well, obviously it's a high. Oh yeah, it's a high. But what I find is, at least in my life, there's an expectation, and then there's a reality. And there's even a phrase that I learned about 10 years ago when I went to Burning Man, which was like kind of a motto of the camp. Shame on you for having expectations. So I've learned that I can have a mental image, but it might not happen like that. My last show in San Francisco, there's some film of it up on YouTube, and we're playing at a yacht club. And I've known this place for so long. I had this mental image before the show that I wanted to be playing my guitar, looking out at all the boats, and there's my boat over there on the right, and I just wanted to be playing and entertaining people. And so I went through all kinds of complications. Pretty much every show is like that. Pretty much every show, there's just this mounting sense of stress. My band in the United States has 8, sometimes 9 people. That means that always someone's lost, someone's got trouble, everything else. So all these things happen. And after all of that, finally, about midway through playing, I realized that I was doing exactly what I thought I was going to do. I was playing, people had realized that the music was good, I have a horn section, everything was coming together, it was sounding great, and then I could relax. So it's like this peak of stress, 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 and then finally, okay, it's really that good, and it's addictive. If you are playing music and connecting with people and people are appreciating, and that's something that's very special about Latvia, is that people here appreciate. I remember many embarrassing moments. I think that embarrassment is what brings you, you have to motivate yourself. And for me, so many things are dialectics. You have great experiences, and then you have bad experiences, and then you have great experiences. I remember being in London in 1994, and somehow somebody had arranged for a show at this club. It was a cool club, and I was at a bike messenger championship. I used to be a bike messenger, so all my bike messenger friends get in. So it's like this great, it's this opportunity to get all my friends in, right? And I start playing. And finally I turn around and they go, "But you're not fresh and funky." And it's like, well, I'm on stage right now. Be cool. So, and that's just one of many. Humility, you learn humility from embarrassment, and ideally that makes you better for next time. Wow. Okay, well, if you start talking about the next 10 years, something, well, in general, my view of the future is not really that optimistic. I do think global warming is a very real thing. I also think that we are massively overpopulating the planet. And I have my own contradictions about that. Part of me thinks it would be awesome to have kids. But part of me knows that having kids is why we have this problem with the planet. My goal probably is to actually emigrate to Latvia. I think Latvia is a sustainable place to be. If you look at California right now, we have such a serious drought that people can't take long showers. You have to, everything is about not using too much water. Here, it rains every day. Holy, it's just amazing. I mean, if we had this much water in California, we'd be so happy. I guess my musical goals, I would like to really properly record my music. I'd like to be able to play at festivals. I did some music this summer, just going around at Give and Get, which is an incredible festival, like amazing. I'd like to, you know, be on a stage more there. I'd also like to maybe play Labba Dabba. Yeah. Back in the States, I'd like to play more shows with my band for more people. But it's always a trap. I realize there's a saying, those who the gods wish to destroy, first they make famous. So I understand that it's like an addiction. So if something doesn't happen, I let it go. Everything is about intent. So it doesn't matter the form so much as the intention. I watched a really terrible music video that was made, it was because a friend of mine on Facebook had watched it and I was interested in, oh, what's she looking at? Oh, okay, I want to find out. So I checked it out. And it was terrible. It had nothing, right? It was all form and no content, right? And I'd like to think that music is a narrative. Just like anything else, it's a story. And then you become, ideally, you want to listen to it again and again. I mean, if people listen to my music and repeat it, then I'm so happy. So I feel like any kind of music, and there's country music I love, there's reggae music I love, there's hip-hop music I love, and also every single genre has stuff that doesn't quite make it, and even the same bands. So thanks for listening, and visit Motivation.Lv for more motivating and interesting stories.